welcome to Unbox'd II. This is the second unboxed video I'm doing. The last one was actually my desktop bust of Skeletor, the incredibly iconic villain from the 1980s cartoon series and the 1980s toy line of He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. So if you like unboxing videos, there is a previous one you can enjoy, so feel free to head on and check it out. Now for today's video, I've gone for something quite different. This unboxing is, drumroll, is the Atari Flashback 9 Gold HD. This is a one of the line of retro gaming consoles that have been released in HD, very easy plug-and-play systems that can be easily set up, and you can play all the classic games that came out on these systems. These sorts of things have been out for ages. You've got bootleg consoles, systems that came out with all loaded with like over 1,000 games that you could find on eBay or small websites. You could find those sort of things coming out of Asia generally, often I think sort of quietly without licensing, but the big guys have started producing this on their own. It began with the NES systems, the NES original and the NES mini. You've got the now we've got Atari, and before this, I think it was before this, or perhaps at the same time, we had the Sony Sega Mega Station, something along those lines. I can't quite remember off the top of my head now what that system was called, but gamers will know the one I'm referring to. And for today, I saw this one. I saw it on the shelf a while ago at my local JB, not my JB, what am I talking about? One of my local gaming stores. And I was intrigued, got all these games. I thought it'd be fun to try what Atari games are like. I grew up with the Nintendo Entertainment System, the original one that came out. That came out around Christmas time, and I remember there was about 5 or 6 consoles that our family bought at the time for all the grandkids, so it was quite popular that year. Nintendo did very well from the Synergic clan. Never got into Atari. This was before Nintendo, so it was overshadowed by Nintendo. So I bought this and I thought this could be quite fun. So this is what we're unboxing today. This wonderful piece of gaming history, updated for modern audiences and for ease of plug and play. First, I'm going to have a look at the box before I open it up and see what's inside. We've got the Atari logo up here. 120 built-in games. You've got obviously some artwork from some of the games, and some of the games here, which most likely are some of the more popular or more well-known of the arcade games. Classic and new hit titles included. New hit is interesting. Have they developed new games for this system? Space Invaders and Frogger. These guys have taken little prominent place on the box art, so that tells me that these are some of the more popular games, the more classic games people will recognize and go, oh yeah, I'll buy this system to play these classic games. We've got on the side, we've got the actual example of this is what we're likely to find: 2 controllers and the actual system itself, and then reinforcing some of the artwork there. So we've got general information on the back, on the sides there. On the back we've got more examples of the games they have. Got a bit of box damage, unfortunately. That's I've only just noticed that. What have we got here though? Some of these games. Frog Pond sounds interesting. Championship Soccer for the sports fans. Circus Atari for circus fans. Sequest. Sequest, probably obviously unrelated to the 90s show of the same name, but would be interesting to see what they delved in there. Real sports, lots of sports, Sword Quest, so a bit of fantasy games. We've got Night Driver, so we've got more driving games as well. Desert Falcon, that's probably in the sort of modern military jet aircraft sort of thing. Crystal Castles could be those sorts of little games where you have to score points by knocking out crystal things. So yeah, gold, obviously the gold lettering ties in with the actual name of this product. HD is nice and prominent, that's very good. Always good to have a HD. So let's, on the side here, oh yeah, we've got package includes, very nice, and some of the, this is what we've got, Play 1, Play 2, and the console. Plug into TV, plug and play. That's really cool for ease of play. So let's open her up. See how it's packaged inside. All right, look at that. We have got our little instruction manual, is what we've got here. Unfolding that will give us all the details about setting up, what to do, what not to do. Check batteries, okay, so we need batteries for the thing, that's very good to know. So good to have that there. So that's obviously in big poster form when you fold that out. We've got our cable, HDMI cable. Makes it very simple when it's all HD. Simply plug our HD cable in, it carries the sound and video. Not like the olden days where we had separate cables for the video, separate cables for the sound as well, left and right channel. Color coded for convenience, that was back in the day. But now we've got the fantastic HDMI. Long may he reign. What have we got here? Got another piece of paper here. What does this say? How do I pair the Atari controllers with the console? It's obviously more useful information in helping to set up the system here. And we've got inside, it's very simple packaging. Got packaging that maybe harkens back to the 70s perhaps. I think that's why they've gone with this instead of with polystyrene. It reminds me of the 70s actually. And since this came out back in the day before the 80s, it would make sense that this is what they've gone with for a more 70s feel perhaps. Certainly the console is very 70s in its design, as that's where it's come from. Just pulling out one of the controllers. We've got a joystick here. First joystick. Ah yes, a bit like this. Clearly marks top, red button, and the actual device itself. So obviously we're maneuvering around and that's how we play these games. Battery storage there. It's all very good condition, clearly marked P2, so that's second player. So we'll pop you over there. What have we got here? We've got player 1. Console is the same, except we have a series of consoles here where, so player 1 has these extra consoles where you control the game, whereas player 1 basically jumps in, obviously rewind, start, select, menu. So this is obviously the player 1 is the one that can control and determine what's going on in the console, which is very important. Batteries there as well. It's good feel on the device, good feel of movement. I reckon this will be a very fun system to play. We've got the actual console itself. Classic Atari console, power cable, very standard. Pop you over there. So let's have a look at this. We have got power button up the top, start, left, right, select, difficulty as well, so I think dual purpose buttons here. Atari flashback, classic game console. We've got I think, you know, possibly cables there if you wanted to cable them in. Can these connect with cables? What have we got here? So this is very interesting. This is very interesting. I think as you read more into it, you'll see what's going on. So we've got the power cable here. We've got HDMI that connects the system to your television. Definitely 70s in design. You've got some lines along here. I'm not sure if that's actually part of it, as if that's designed, giving it an aged feel. I'm not too sure about that. Yeah, it looks really interesting. Not much actually to discover inside, really. It's all very straightforward and simple. So let's pack all this back up. In terms of unboxing, it should come with everything, I believe. Put all that back in where we found it. Pop you in there. Yeah, unlike most things, when you unbox them, this actually all goes back in the way you find it. It's very rare when you have something unboxed and you try to put it in and it never goes back in the same, but the cool thing about this is that it does exactly that. So there we are. That's the Atari HD system unboxed. And I will make a separate video, I think, when I've actually set all this up so you can actually see this in action. And I might do a series of videos with the other console minis that I have bought. Obviously, some of the real things to explore will be these 120 games. That'll be very fun and entertaining. So there we are, the Atari Flashback. That's what you get inside the box. And that's what it looks like inside as well. This is the box art looks very flashy. I like the dull gold with the actual gold lettering. That nice and, you know, catches the eye, and it's very nice. And they actually see the games as well on the back, which is very fun. So there we are, the Atari Flashback 9 Gold. I'm going to set that up and get stuck into playing some of those old style games. I never grew up with the Atari, so I don't have a lot of nostalgia for it. This is purely, as I've gotten older and I'm into sort of documentaries and film, as you can imagine, I've seen some gaming history videos, documentaries people have made about the old school console games. It makes it very interesting, it makes you want to play it, makes you want to share in the history a little bit. So that's why I've collected this one and some of the other gaming minis as well, so you can relive some of those games and play some of those old school games. And of course the advantage is that when you want to play those games, you don't have to download an update, which is always very nice. So that's my unboxing video. Unboxing number 2, the Atari Flashback 9 HD. Not so common on the shelves anymore, so if you haven't bought it, I'm not sure if you can still buy it online. Maybe that might be the only place to go, because it has been out for a while now. I happened to see this ages ago and I had it in the back of my mind going, oh yeah, I want to buy that. And then life moves on and you completely forget about it. And then the last month, actually, I saw it on the shelf at the local gaming store. And EB Games is where I saw it. And I saw it. I'm like, oh, awesome. So I grabbed it, put it on lay-by, and I've basically in a position now where I could pick it up. So I've done that. So there you are. Thank you for watching. Check out my other videos as well. Check out my Patreon page if you'd like to support my filmmaking efforts. Would love to see you there. Very easy. You can donate for just $1 a month or more. Until next time, until my next video comes out, ciao, and stay safe. And you know, keep an eye out on the bushfire emergency that's currently taking place. If you've got the bushfire Vic app, or then a more national app that can show you updates of what's going on where. So if you're traveling, stay safe and stay away from the bushfire affected areas, because that's very important this time of year with this sort of bushfire season. Roads can be cut off like that. So stay safe, stay hydrated during the hot days, and just relax and watch movies. Ciao.